Hello.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Awesome.
Awesome. It's so good to hear because it's an awesome day, as we know.
I know there's not a cloud in the sky out there, and
Well, actually, it's pretty stunning here at the moment. There's no cloud there either.
no,
No.
beautiful blue sky, a bit of wind.
So you're in
Up near Uralla, just
Uralla.
above Tamworth.
Yes.
Yeah, I was on the Central Coast for 26 years.
Yes.
And then I just thought it was time to have land and some sheep, and I end up being very close to my tea maker.
Fantastic. How long ago did you go there?
3 years ago, I've been living here, and I had 2 years in Armidale.
Right.
Just renting.
So you need a tea maker.
I know, it's great. So Austral herbs that make my tea bags, they're half an hour away. So I find it fascinating to be able to go in the middle of nowhere and see how it all starts from where to go. It's brilliant.
This is the future. This is what we want. Now, this is Elissa Scott, and this is the tea lady, the Menopause Tea Lady. And so introducing Elissa, and we're going to talk about all things hormonal and how we can work on this without having to take big pharma drugs. That's exactly what we want. We want natural. We want to be living well, naturally and happy. And by what Elissa is doing, I believe this is what's going to help, particularly us, our women. I'm wondering too, because I was going to ask you that question, which I don't have on my list. Can men have this as well?
Correct. Yeah. So a lot of women have been giving their men a cup of menopause tea before bed, and I'm so thrilled with the results for sleeping better, anxiety. It's just so funny, some of the stories. We've got a fella down in Melbourne. He's a shift worker.
Yeah.
Truckie, and he was up walking through the night, and Sharon gave him a couple of cups before bed, and he slept through, and he thinks it's a miracle. He just wants me to change it to truckie tea.
Oh, truckie tea. Well, actually,
I'm so happy for him. And then Paul, he's a construction worker up in Queensland.
Yeah.
Carol's been giving Steve, the painter, and of course Mick accidentally. That's how it all sort of started.
Yeah.
Mick accidentally took Kim's tea, and couldn't believe the great sleep that he was having, reduced anxiety. He wrote a beautiful testimonial for me. Right. And this is probably awesome. Gary with his prostate cancer, the hot flushes brought on. Sorry, the chemo brought on hot flushes during his treatment, and his mate Peter got some tea bags out of the cupboard and took them over, and he had success. I'm really thrilled about that. I just wish oncologists would maybe support or promote natural alternatives alongside big pharma.
Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, so I'm going to say, can you tell me what occurred to you to produce this in the first place, and when did you start doing this?
Okay, it's 7 years old now, Menopause Tea. Oh my goodness. I had a dream. I was approaching that stage of life, and it came to me in a dream, and I follow the universe, as you know. I'm very spiritual. I'm related to Madame Langdon, who was a medical herbalist in the 1800s, and now I'm like the tea lady. So it's in the blood, and you just got to follow the signs.
You said she's a tea lady?
So I was related to Madame Langdon in the 1800s. She was a medical herbalist.
Right.
And now I'm the tea lady.
Okay. Yeah.
It's in the blood.
And how did you know what herbs to use? Or how did you put it together?
So when I woke up from this dream of, I'm a coffee drinker, and I had no symptoms whatsoever. I mean, there is 40 symptoms. And I went to the computer, and I met this awesome guy somehow when I was looking into wild yam. He was an incredible US scientist that was out in the rainforests and out in I just ended up starting to watch him, and it just sort of evolved around. These herbs have been around for centuries, And the global financial crisis, the global health center in the US, they're very big on You know, when you have a look at red clover, you have a look at black cohosh. They've been around forever.
Yes, yeah.
And so it was just marvelous to put them all together.
Yeah.
5 recommended herbs for menopause.
Yeah.
In a plastic-free tea bag.
Yeah. Tell me what herbs are in there. We need to know what herbs are actually in there. Is it the black cohosh?
Okay, so you got the black cohosh, you got the wild yam, in memory of my beautiful scientist, Dr. Richard. We've got skullcap, Valanian Indian ginseng, and we've also got red clover. And the benefits are from top to toe.
Yeah, fantastic.
But the red clover for, you know, your sleepless nights, the black cohosh for hot flushes. I've even got 4,000 tea bags in there for those that don't want to touch black cohosh, because that little herb got a little battering many years ago when that lady OD'd, remember? And she drank black cohosh for like 6 months straight and stuffed herself. So the black cohosh has just picked up a Chinese whisper and just rotated over through the years, you know.
Yeah. So hang on, the black cohosh, I don't know this. What did she do? She overdosed on it.
Oh, she just drank copious amount of it, and she ended up having a transplant. And ever since then, that little herb's been given a battering.
What part of her body did she need a transplant?
I don't know if it was liver or the kidneys.
Oh, okay, so overdid it.
It's been ages since I don't pay attention. It was just one woman many years ago.
And it gave it a bad.
Herb got a battering.
Okay,
but look, you know, I looked in the market, and you know, you hear a lot surrounded by HRT with breast cancer.
Yep. And
when it's made of horse urine, I was like, is this for real?
Yeah, I don't think people have it. It's made from horse urine.
Oh, and then they say they're taking the natural one, and I'm like, which one's that? And the bioidentical hormones, and I'm like, well, it's still chemically processed and made. They're lying to you. Everything you need is in the earth. I've gone through menopause naturally.
Yeah, plant medicine.
By drinking my tea and exercising. Exercise is so paramount.
You have to. I mean, this is
you're living proof. I'm living proof.
Absolutely, so important. How do these herbs help other hormonal issues? Now, I mentioned before, and there could be people who would be very interested in this, because I just got a message just came through, which I'll tell you right now, that I'd sent her the message about this. And she goes, well, why would I be interested? I've already been through menopause. Now, this is far more, it's bigger. This just came through. She told me she doesn't want to hear any more from me at the moment. Anyway, so it's far bigger than simply a menopausal issue, I believe, because, and particularly now, since the last few years, we have discovered that younger and younger women are beginning, it's much earlier. I said 37 in an article I wrote, but I think it's more like 35 now, that it's starting to happen.
No, it's 30. It'd be as young as 30, my darling. There's the 3 stages. You got perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause.
So the thing is too, I mentioned my daughter before having endometriosis. So there's all these unbelievable hormonal issues going on just with her, but with all her friends. They're all in the 29, 30 age group right now. And how can this tea help them as well?
It's been such an interesting journey, Jill, with regards to women then looking at their daughters when they've got period cramps, endometriosis.
My daughter.
And I think the endometriosis world opened when a beautiful woman who had suffered many years, and you've seen her testimonial, had stalked me basically for 3 years. She watched me to see what I was up to. And eventually she crossed the line and started on the tea, and she hasn't needed any more surgery. The pain's all gone away. Plus my girl's in the fetal position in New Zealand, as you know, young teenagers with endometriosis, they're in the fetal position, and their mother was just like, can I give the tea? And I'm like, well, let's do it. Let's go for it. Because if we didn't cross the line, like Gary and his prostate cancer, the girls in New Zealand, and we've got Mavis from Shark Tank when I was on there, the 90-year-old that suffered 50 years with hot flushes and nothing worked, and she got on my tea after Shark Tank and gave me a beautiful testimonial at 90 years old that they'd been alleviated, you know.
So that's also
Amazing.
a question.
It's a miracle tea.
How long do you say people need to remain on it all the time, or do they remain on it until they feel as though their symptoms have subsided?
Everyone's different. You know, it's a regular thing. Some people have immediate success. It's really bizarre. I'm like quite shocked. And then others, they're on my subscription and they're on their subscription 8 to 12 months.
Okay. So that's important, because I was talking to one of my friends last night about this, and she said, look, I've had it for a week and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to notice anything, but can you find out? She couldn't join today because she's actually is working as well. She said, can you find out how long it'll be before I do notice anything? So
and it's important to continue taking it. Sort of like, you know, when the doctor gives you your medication, they say, please take it for the required amount of time. And the body, you know, may need to detox first.
Yeah.
You know, the herbs of different strengths going into the body. Some people like make it a really dark color first off, but light yellow is good. And see how you feel after a month. Yeah. I always say to my girls, let's give it a month, you know.
Yeah, a month is a good one. So what results have you had, which you just mentioned, from women at different stages of hormonal changes? So you've mentioned the 90-year-old, which I'm blown away, 90-year-old still having hot flushes.
Oh, she is gorgeous.
And the other one was 26, I think, the girl in fetal position, what was?
No, she was a teenager.
Right.
And also another lady had ADHD child with autism.
Yeah.
And she said she was out exercising and her period cramps had gone. So I was really thrilled about that. Yeah. And where was I going to go with that? Oh, yes, Rosie and the girls in the nursing home that stopped at the cafe and bought the tea. And then they rang. And I always laugh when someone rings me and says, oh, we're all sleeping. We haven't slept for 7 years. We're in the nursing home. And I'm like, oh, that's good.
That's excellent. So good.
And the testimonials are cut and pasted on the website, exactly how they're received. They're not paid for. And I've had a ball in 7 years, babe, seriously. And I can always tell when someone is ignorant to the world of menopause. It's a very, very trying time for some people. 40 symptoms out there. No one really talks about the osteoporosis, the sore breasts.
Name the symptoms. Can you name some symptoms so people are aware?
Oh, I've got some great symptoms. I've even got my chart here.
So people go, oh, that's what I'm having, or that's what I'm having. That, you know, so people who are listening to this know this is maybe something that they need to be looking at.
I also, on my website, I decided that I would actually write some stories on the subjects in menopause.
I'm putting that in the chat right now. So website, just say it out.
I'm going to send you the chart. So can we actually put it up on your website?
We can.
Of all the 40 symptoms.
Tell me someone else's.
Like for example, ringing in the ears.
Tinnitus.
It's just not hot flushes, anxiety, and sleepless nights that gets advertised all the time.
Yeah. No, I know.
We've got dry vaginas to talk about.
You know about that. I think a lot of women know about that.
Lack of sex drive, sore breasts. I've had Dolly Parton turn up here copious amount of times. You know?
You had Dolly Parton turn up where?
Brain fog. Yeah, for example, with women, when they've got sore breasts, they feel like they're Dolly Parton because they're just so swollen.
Right. I thought you said Dolly Parton.
Hormonal changes, you know. No one really puts us in the limelight of what's going to happen to our bodies and how bad we feel. Like some days we wake up and we want to murder our husbands or partners, don't we? Yeah. You know, you can have heart palpitations.
Yeah.
Regular periods will start. Anxiety. They wake up and they feel really depressed that they're like over 50 over the hill.
Yep.
Changing body odor. They're very conscious about those things, you know. Bloating. Bloating massive. All of a sudden.
Weight gain.
You know, pregnant.
Weight gain and holding too much fluid. That's a huge one.
Yeah. and they feel like they're 6 months pregnant. They're like, Lisa, and that's why I brought out Menobelly tea as well.
Yeah.
To reduce the fluid retention, the leg pain, joint pain. I've got the list. The lists up on the website as well. I don't know if you can all see that. It's just incredible.
Website, just say the website out loud. I'm typing it in. Please.
All right, darling. www. Menopause.
Yeah.
MENOPAUSE. T for Tommy. .com.
No, it's at Gmail, isn't it? No, sorry, menopausetea.com, not AU. www.
No, and just the initial T for Tommy.
Okay.
And I'd like to talk about the subject. It's really important. Loose leaf versus a combo within a tea bag.
Yeah.
Okay, so Menopause Tea is a certified organic, caffeine-free herbal remedy for all stages of menopause. Right. I've got an innovation patent from the Australian government on the product. And loose leaf, I just want to share, because I've got the 5 ingredients for all your...
What happened? Are you frozen?
Am I frozen?
Yeah, you're back again. There you go. Say that again.
Are we up? Did you hear that I've got innovation patent on the product?
No, you were saying that when it disappeared. Yeah.
So did you hear that Menopause Tea is a certified organic caffeine-free herbal remedy for all stages of menopause? Did you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Patent bit. Say that again.
Okay, so I've got an innovation patent on the product and the ingredients.
Yeah.
And it's really imperative to have the 5 recommended herbs for menopause inside the gorgeous cornstarch tea bag versus loose leaf.
Okay.
Because when you have loose leaf, and a lot of ladies will say, how come you haven't got it as loose leaf? It's because you may have it in your cupboard, forget to take it one night, take a scoop, and you've only got one ingredient going into your teapot. Where in the gorgeous Egyptian style tea bag, oh, they're just gorgeous. It's just got all the combo together. And so you're going to have a better effect.
What's the tea bag made of?
Cornstarch.
Right. Okay. So you haven't got anything, because the other tea bags are horrible.
Not chlorine, not plastic, and biodegradable. It's awesome. And I just have one wish, ladies and gentlemen that are watching this, is that when you go to your GP or your specialist, they actually give you options. Look, we have Chinese medicine that's been around for centuries. We've got natural alternatives, or you can go big pharma. It's your choice. But I'm telling you this, big pharma creates customers, not cures. And I'm living proof. I've lost 28 kilos, babe. I've gone through menopause naturally. I had an absolute ball. I was very positive. I was embracing everything that happened. And I just drank my tea. Yeah.
Yeah, I've written a lot of articles on menopause, and one of the things I say is that it's a place, a time also to celebrate life, and it's also a time, it's a different stage of life, but at the same time, the most amazing thing is you don't have periods anymore, that you actually don't go through the monthly whole things anymore, that you actually come out feeling inspired and you realise that you're on a new stage, but an amazing new stage. And I would love to know more women who actually begin to feel like this, who are, because it's all every day you read somebody going, I can't stand this, I hate this menopause thing. And so I'm sort of trying to get it out there, like you are too, that to move your body and to actually combine it with natural medicine, you will know that you will come out the other side feeling absolutely amazing, and you'll have a long life of I don't know, lifting vibrations and positive energy and all of that sort of thing, which is what I'm
very positive. You know, I tell a lot of ladies to actually speak to the hot flushes and positive affirmations with a few swear words, but I won't let anyone any rip today as the Gordon Ramsay of the tea bag. But you know, and tell them to go away and embrace this stage of our lives. That's why I love my life. I walk to the beat of my own drum. I do whatever I want whenever I want. I donate to ovarian cancer, the little guys, the people that pack the tea are women leaving domestic violence. It brings me such joy, and also the disabled in wheelchairs. And the actual community affair behind my tea, it's huge, from the tea maker, tea packer, and selling it out there.
How did you come to get this and this, all those things you just mentioned, and bring it together? So what was your beginning? What was your beginning? Was because you started to enter that stage of your life and you wanted to find something. So then what did you do next?
Okay, so my passion is helping people. And I retired at 40. I was a homeless woman that decided to get off her ass and make something of herself. And the rest is history. I wasn't a victim to my circumstances. And I was going to show you that I can be something if you have a positive thought and a go-to attitude and never give up. And the rest is history. And I had a charity for the homeless.
How come you were homeless?
Oh, it's a big story.
Okay, that's personal. Okay, done.
Yeah, it's massive. I don't know if your listeners want to hear that. I can come back and talk about that later.
But the thing is, so homeless, and you just made the decision, I'm getting up and doing something and I'm going to make a change. Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
On from there, yeah.
And I've had the most incredible life. My story is in #1 Amazon bestseller.
What's it called?
One, Unlock Your Feminescence Code.
Unlock your...
Yeah, Feminescence Code. My story's within 19 women.
Feminism. Huh? Did you say feminism?
Feminescence. FEMIESSENCE. So unlock your...
I'm writing it down. Your FME, yeah, go on. FMI?
Yeah, and then essence.
Oh, ESS?
Yeah, ENCE.
Unlock your feminescence code.
So it's a beautiful combination of 19 women. We wrote our life stories and we had it published.
Yes.
And on the day it was launched, we knocked Michelle Obama off first place and won 4 categories for women. And we're Amazon's #1 bestseller, and I failed English in the HSC.
Okay, get on to that.
Yes, yeah, it was really phenomenal. And so when I had the charity for the homeless, and I still do have it, I've got a 100% success rate of housing the homeless with no government funding.
In what?
And I would really... Sorry?
Where was that?
That was in Central Coast.
Okay, yeah.
And still here today.
Yeah.
So I've got social enterprises all over the world, and 100% success rate of housing the homeless. I've launched businesses or reconnected their families, and it's been with the community. So it's a heartbeat. We never have any money in the charity because it's all about pay it forward, random acts of kindness. And I've done that all over the world.
Yeah, yeah. My
story is pretty phenomenal for a woman that was a failure. And it's taken me all this time, 55 years old, to really appreciate what I've done and who I've saved. And even breast cancer survivors, they're on my tea.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. So this was 7 years ago, you got up and said, I'm doing this.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. And so on this journey...
I don't think I shared that with you before, have I?
I haven't heard this before, actually.
Yeah, sorry about that. So it's basically from homeless woman to millionaire. I retired at 40.
Yeah.
And retiring is really boring. Yeah. And it's incredible.
What age were you when you were homeless?
I'm from a domestic violent upbringing where I was emotionally and physically tortured and raped and sent out onto the streets as a very young age. So while you were sleeping in your bed, I was on the concrete driveways.
Oh my God. Yep.
Holding my breath that I won't be found and beaten to death. My toilet was outside, and mostly I was starved and unloved. I was very badly bullied at school. And
is this in your book, The Feminist Essence Code, as well? Okay, people need to read this. It's incredible. Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty inspiring. And then I suppose that's why I pay back to the homeless, because it's not the drunk with one tooth. It's actually people like you and me out on the street, and the stories are phenomenal. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm going to share this with you because I'm so excited to tell you. So what happens is a homeless lady may call me, and she'll be in King's Cross and she's in the gutter, and I just send her my list of my shops, and she calls them and gets me orders. And IGA Foodworks and Foodlands. I have so much fun behind the scenes of who calls you to get me an order, because it doesn't matter what you look like, it's what's inside that counts.
What do you mean she gets you orders?
Oh, like phones the shops to see if they, because I've got the contract signed with Foodworks, Foodland, IGA Australia-wide. Yeah. And so I need constant people to call and see if they need to place another order for my tea.
Oh, so you get people to do, these are the people that you've been helping and they do this for you.
Yeah, and then it looks really good on their resume, and then they can move their lives forward. So, for example, Samantha, she was living in the car with her 4-year-old and her 9-month-old, and she was homeless, and she stopped on by, and I trained her, and we worked together on calling the shops and what to say and things like that. And I'd like to let you know that she's actually beaten my sales record and it looks good on her resume, and then she can move forward, and now she's homed, housed, and she's it looks good on her resume.
This is not just the tea lady. This is like the most amazing story. So.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it just seems like normal to me. And
yeah,
I should send you the tea packers. They're in wheelchairs and disabled, and the feeling I get when I go in to drop off the tea, and I'm like, don't make any mistakes, don't crush the boxes, whatever you do, and the boxes come back squashed, and I'm like, who cares? Just send them out to the shop, and they fall over on the shelf, and who cares? They just laugh at me.
So do you think, we're going on a different tangent here, do you think it's your attitude then that's made this happen? It's your mindset.
I'm tenacious, and if I believe in something, like if they say HRT is made of horse urine, and women are all trucking behind the brand ambassadors to go and get HRT, that's going to go through the system and just destroy you, basically. I'm going to walk till I die showcasing my beautiful product. Yeah. When I first started, I had no customers. My little tea man said, you've got to have 10,000 tea bags. And I went, oh, I don't know about that. Can you do something for me? And Kim did 2,000 tea bags. And even then, that was huge. I was like, great, I've got 2,000 tea bags and no customers. Now in the office, I've got, I think I counted 280,000 tea bags I sit in.
Where's the office? Where you are now?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's where the admin all happens. But at the tea maker's place is the big industrial, unreal setup of how it all comes in. It was, I'd love to do bus tours there, babe.
Have to come and visit next time we're doing our road.
And then Central Coast, they pack the tea down there. It's such a massive behind the scenes beautiful community affair.
So for people who are listening and watching this, where will they get their tea bags?
Well, I've always been
IGA and Foodworks, you said, didn't you?
Yeah, I'll never go to Coles and Woolworths. I hope you're listening. Because IGA, community focused, charitable, and you get to deal with an individual shop owner, you know.
Yeah, because they do
independent, community focused and charitable.
Yeah.
And if they haven't got the product, they'll search it and get it in. And why not support community? Because that's, we all benefit when we all look after each other.
No, this is great, and people can order online from you as well, of course.
Correct. We've got a trial pack, subscription, and a monthly pack. Plus the Menno Belly just went over to Hollywood to the Oscars goodie bags. So Lady Gaga's drinking it, Rihanna, and I'm having success. I can't believe it. The amount of people losing weight on that.
So
awesome.
The Menno Belly. Okay, so I need to drink more of that. Not that I'm sort of overweight, but this, I don't know, maybe I'm sitting more than I used to because we're in this beautiful country space. But anyway, that's another story. We're leaving here in 3 weeks. But and it'll be back onto a normal, well, not normal, nothing's normal. are back in our home in Sydney. Another story. But anyway, talking about this, I love the idea that you sent it to the Hollywood people, because it's that's a whole new realm altogether from the perspective of the way they think and where they're at. So, you know, if you can change their minds on not listening to everything that the big pharma say, then it'd be quite interesting to see what the results are.
I know. And do you know how difficult it is to find out who owns HRT?
HRT as in the big pharma HRT?
Yes.
No?
It's very difficult to find out.
Isn't
You'll be very interested.
Oh,
You'll be very interested to find out who owns.
okay, you have to tell me when we're not on this. Yeah or no?
I have seen some very, very sick women, very depressed women. And I'm very big on this. Whoever created this earth, when they decided that we were going to be born, everything we need is in the earth.
Yeah.
Plants, herbs, and there was animals. And Adam sat next to Eve under an apple tree, not a chemist shop sign. And I never get sick. I never get sick, ever.
Yeah. Anyway, we could go on.
I had high cholesterol, okay, when I was an alcoholic. And the doctor's like, oh, you're going to have to go on cholesterol tablets. I went, no, I'm not. And the Mediterranean diet worked. And I got it down to 4.4, and I never get sick. I just drink my tea 2 cups before bed. You can drink it all day.
Yeah. Tell me, do you think the menopause tea helps your cholesterol as well? Is that what you're saying?
No, the cholesterol went down before on the Mediterranean tea diet before I started the tea.
Yeah. Well, my husband's from France, and the Mediterranean diet is absolutely rampant in France. That's what most people eat. Most people eat the olive oil, the same as in Italy, the same as in the south of France, the same. You sort of think, well, isn't this just normal? I think I've always eaten that way because my parents did too. So it's quite interesting when you find out, when you do start discussing people's diets and discover what they actually eat. And then you think, well, no wonder this is what's happening to you. You know, so back to then the movement, the whole way of looking at nutrition, looking at this mind-body balance is what we were looking at. You're looking at the same thing. Mine's very much mind-body balance and actually
crucial.
Changing the way you move, changing the way you eat, changing what you put into your body completely. So I would love to have somebody that I design a program for them in combination with using your tea, and have, you know, that sort of come together from that perspective, because I've never used, I don't usually use any products when I'm doing programs with people. I'll recommend things, but I don't usually use them. Because I just it hasn't happened that I do. I recommend, you know, don't eat this and don't have that and don't have this and change this part of your diet and all that. But I would love to collaborate and actually make this happen. So if anybody wants to, and if you're interested in that as well, which I mentioned to you, in actually making a program and having it that this time of day you drink your tea, and then you do this. And because people, I know when I'm from programs I've run, people do want a timetable so that they know this is what I should do now and this is how I'm going. And in 1 week, 1 month, I'm going to feel fantastic and I'm going to look amazing. So it's all, again, to do with mindset, affirmations. I am into gratitude, writing down what you felt great about today, you know, all of that. So
yeah, we're very similar.
I want to have this, bring it together. I want to bring this together. So,
yes.
So tell me more. I want to know more. Let me see. I've got another message here from somebody else telling me they are really sorry and they got caught up at an appointment. Okay. All right. So
that's okay.
Yeah. Anyway, hopefully the other people.
And also no excuses. I'd love women to take accountability for their actions.
Yeah.
So sometimes I have a lady, she'll start gung-ho with the tea, and then she goes and gets blind with her girlfriends on Thursday night and forgets to take the tea, and then Friday she goes to tennis, and she's like, oh, the tea's not working. But like her girlfriend doesn't say, well, have you been taking as per the instructions?
Mm.
I've seen alcoholics on my tea with success and change their lives. Oh, I always wanted to be number one in the world. That was the goal. But now it's not. It's each individual stop. Let's have a look at your head to your toes. What chemicals are sitting in your body that I believe are going to bring on the hot flushes, your sleepless nights, your anxiety, like red wine, chocolate before bed. Please start taking accountability for your life. It's very short. We haven't got much.
Actually, dark chocolate, I don't deny dark chocolate. I think dark chocolate is actually really good. Red wine's not bad either, but you know, you need to balance it. I don't tell people they never do never, because you can, if you can actually make, you know, sort of compensation by maybe thinking, well, I might just have a piece of dark chocolate, but I won't do it today. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it after. I think you think stop completely. Never have dark chocolate, never have red wine, ever. See, I think that's really difficult for people because then they give up. That's when they end up giving up.
Being an alcoholic and an ex-drug addict.
Oh, we're getting more. I haven't heard all this.
I had to give up. Babe.
Oh my God, really?
I'm going to lose my son. So I went from the big pisshead to never drinking again. And that was 2006. The power, I believe, in the body and balance, if you connect.
That's my business name. Yeah.
If you connect to your soul's vibration and your gift and your life purpose on earth, you are absolutely phenomenal what you can achieve. There's no excuses if you want to go through menopause naturally.
Oh, I agree.
It can be done.
Yeah, I agree on that.
If you want to lose weight,
yeah, you have to do something.
You have to take tough love.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't know this, but I'm working with a couple of women at the moment from 70 kilos to 140 kilos. And we're working, reclaiming your life, shake the fat. They've let themselves go. They're in very horrendous mental states. They're medicated to the hilt. And I'm working with them. And you know what? It would be really beautiful to give you those clients to work in.
Yeah. Tell me, what age group are they?
They are 45 to 60.
So 70 to 140 kilos, you just said. Okay, so yeah, that's serious trouble.
I'm not taking any lies. And you know what was really beautiful over Easter?
Mm-hmm.
They all fucked up. Oh, they all stuffed up. They all ate Easter eggs, okay? And it was really cute because when we had our weekly catch up, so they don't pay me anything, it's all free, and I keep them accountable for their actions. So they had Easter eggs. Oh, it was so funny. You should have seen their faces dobbing themselves in because they knew. Even one husband came past the screen and dobbed his wife in.
Yeah, yeah.
She's been naughty, Lisa.
Yeah. I had a woman that was seriously overweight, and I was using herbs with her actually, that as well as exercise. So back it was a while back, and she told me, "Oh no, none of this is working. It's not working. So whatever you're doing, it's not working at all. Nothing's working." And I said, "Look, you know, maybe it's very many years ago actually. They were herbs supposed to help you to sort of kickstart your metabolism. They're all natural, but you know, it was that type of thing." So anyway, she said to me, "Oh, maybe I'm not taking enough herbs." And I said to her, "Well, look, how about I'll give you an extra bottle. I'll just pop into your place with an extra bottle." Knocked on the door. Her husband opened the door, and there she was with a big plate of chips, like French fry type chips, enormous, like this big, and she was going like this. And I looked at her and she went, "Oh." I said, "I'm sorry. You choose to do that. I'm not giving you this. You need to come back to me and we talk again and we will work out what you can do. But at the moment, of course the herbs are not working. You know that, don't you?" And he turned around to me, he told me she does this all the time. Like, so this person had another problem again, of course. Eventually I ended up working with her, and she did lose weight, and she wanted to get pregnant, and which she hadn't been able to, and got pregnant, which was very exciting.
Yay.
You know,
they're the best things, the before and after.
Yeah. So anyway,
like the lady that's 131.5 kilos.
Yeah.
When I asked her, like, what weight is she currently at? She said 120 kilos, and I was like, wow, okay. Anyway, lo and behold, next thing, 2 little feet appear on some scales that said 131.5. So the subconscious, or knowing that she didn't tell me the truth to start the program. Yeah, so she sent that. It's great. And they're all on my tea, so that's good. And they're mixing, well, I'm grateful because they mix the weight loss tea in with the menopause tea. And I was like, yeah, that's a really cool idea.
You can do the two together, can you?
Yes.
Weight loss and menobelly. I mean, no, menobelly and menopause, I should say. That's the two teas. There's no other tea, is there?
No, there's just 2.
Yeah. So you can have the 2 together. You mean like 2 tea bags in 1 cup, or one of those and then one of those?
2 in 1.
Yeah.
And you can get 2 cups out of each tea bag, so it's really value for money because
that's what I do.
Abundance of herbs.
And then redo it, reuse it.
Yeah.
So I need to. I've just onto my second bag, actually, my second box. So yes, I'll probably need to get more because I sent them to my daughter as well.
I know. You know what I'm really excited about? I'm really excited about this scenario. Really excited.
Good. All right.
I can't say fibromyalgia.
Fibromyalgia. Has it helped that?
Yeah, I've got some
okay.
really
So
good success.
One of the girls who was going to drop in today, who ended up, her daughter contacted her and said, I've just broken my braces on her teeth. And she sent me a message saying, I can't believe this has happened right now, because she was going to join. So I'm at the dentist. But she has fibromyalgia.
Oh, awesome. And you know what's really beautiful? Can I just share this with the group? Is that I'm happy for whoever comes on board to actually contact the testimonials.
Yeah. Now the testimonials will be okay?
Yeah, definitely. So, for example, with the endometriosis, you know that my client.
Well, I should get my daughter to do that, you know.
Have a chat. And that's what I love about the community of the tea makers, is that everyone looks after each other and they share the tea bags that work. And I just posted all over the world to the most incredible places and homes, and the stories behind it is fantastic. I'll share this with you and then we'll go. So I'll never forget Kathy. She rang and she's like, is that the tea lady? And I'm like, yes. And then she said, I just got something to tell you. She said, God sent me to you.
Yeah.
I went, okay, fair enough. I like that. Yeah. God sent it to me. And you know how much I swear behind the scenes.
Yes.
Gordon Ramsay, the tea bag.
Yeah. Oh, that is great.
So ultimate health, ladies, from head to toe.
Yeah.
That's what we want to do going into our 60s.
Yes. Well, I'm past
exercise.
I'm past the 60s. I'm there. So.
And no excuses. Be accountable for your actions. Decisions equals destiny. And don't live like the Joneses and put rat poisoning in your face and get your lips out like that. Just be how God wanted you, or the universe wanted you. All natural.
God, it's so in your face at the moment, all this. Like every single feed, because I'm in the fitness industry, every single feed that I get is, honestly, it absolutely blows me away. So I'm supposed to be invited. I'm a VIP at an event next week, right, in Sydney. I've got to come up for a couple of days. And so they're sending me emails now, and they're sending me stuff, and it's going, so excited. Look at the celebrities. We're in the fitness industry, right? I looked at it and it was like one after the other, a boob job, lip jobs, bum implants. And I'm thinking, what's this to do with fitness? You know, and I looked at Lydia and I said, I'm not going. This is ridiculous. I do not want to be I looked at Didier. Didier sitting there. I went, this is ridiculous. I'm not going. This is just shocking that this is what they think people want to be and look like. This has nothing to do with fitness. It's certainly nothing to do with well-being, because that's my whole thing, is the balance of the two. Anyway, so then they've sent me some more emails, so I'm going to follow up today and have a look, see what it is.
Well, you know that we've all got our own individual fingerprints. So why do you want to live like Mrs. Jones next door? Why have you lost your own identity as a woman on this planet? We are very strong, awesome characters.
So going, the identity of woman is just disgraceful. What's going on? What's all this thing about? Are you a him, a her, or is or a them, or a they? I mean, is it the denial of women and women's vaginas and women's ovaries and all of that seems to be, I don't know what's going on, that they whoever they are think that this is okay.
I know, and if anyone wants to know if I've got qualifications, I'm just about finished my degree.
And what is your degree?
Diploma of Health Science.
Right.
And also I went to the Australian School of Herbal Medicines and did fundamental herbology. I loved it. I make soap and I make hand sanitizers and my own toothpaste, and I'm experimenting with products all over the country for, maybe I'll just have this one-stop shop for ultimate reclaim your life. Wouldn't that be brilliant?
That's very important. I think that sounds like a brilliant idea, in fact. I need to jump back on the tea and hormones and menopause, though, so that we know, that you can tell me any more that people will want to hear about this, about age groups, which you've mentioned, about
basically 13 all the way to Mavis, really.
Menobelly. What happens then? When you the menobelly? Tell me the results, because that's one of the big ones, is the weight loss side of things. So what happens with the tea menobelly?
Okay, so you have it's made of a beautiful, tiniest pink flower in the universe, as you know. It's certified organic. You have 1 cup at 10 o'clock. And how this all started was that Lindy had success on Menopause Tea after 10 days. Hot flashes alleviated, etc. And she said, what else you got? And I said, oh, I'm sampling all this stuff. I've got stuff everywhere. And she's like, what are you thinking of bringing to market? And I was like, oh, maybe a weight loss. And she said, can I buy some? I said, yeah, $1 tea bag. I handmade them for her. And within a week, she lost 3.1 kilos. And she rang me and she said, I've lost 3.1 kilos. And I went, are you joking? She goes, no. And I said, are you actually doing anything else? And she said, no. And I said, oh, this is freaky. So I went to my database and I spent time researching, analyzing different groups of women at different times. And the best weight loss was at 10 o'clock.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a good one. Absolutely no. And what's in it that causes the weight loss to happen?
Okay. So it is a organic heather flower. There's nothing else like it in the world. It's not a diuretic. It's for fluid retention, joint pain. And what happens is when we stand side on, we see like James's old home or your daughter's old home. That's the first thing. But also the large intestine sticks out. So you believe you've got a belly, you're getting fat. But you need to be regular every day and use the bathroom. What happens? A lot of people, because they're having poisons on there, they're eating irregular, they're not eating proper foods, there's a lot of built up waste within the large intestine and it protrudes out. So this cleans and healthens and moves with the beautiful pink flower all the waste out. So you are now feeling not fatigued, not wanting chocolate at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Your leg pain is feeling great. Your fluid retention's decreasing. You're going to go to the gym. And the biggest testimonial I've got is you can ring my mate over there at IGA Southwest Rocks, Stacey. She wanted some tea. I said, there's one condition, you give me a testimonial. All right. I said, it's really imperative. This is right in the early days. Yeah. So I sent her the tea. She didn't start. So then I rang her. I said, have you started the tea? No. So I roasted her. I said, we had a deal. You know, this is early stages. I don't know whether to go to market with this. I need your help. And she said, I'm very overweight and I'm not feeling confident about myself. I said, get on the tea. You've got 2 weeks. I'm going to call you back. So I called her back and she started, and she had lost 300 grams. And I was cheering. I was like, yes, yes, go girlfriend. So I'm ringing you in 2 weeks' time. She lost 3.1 kilos and joined a gym. I was like, what? And she goes, get this shit on my shelf.
So tell me though, when they start, everybody drinks it, they start at 10 o'clock in the morning. Does it actually take away hunger pain? Do people need to still eat or stop eating? I mean,
no, keep eating. Keep eating, do nothing different, eat healthier if you can, but nothing, just have the tea at 10 o'clock. And I'm going to share how the universe brought this
once
to me.
a day or just once a day? So 10 in the morning and 9 at night, wasn't it?
No, just 10 in the morning, that's it. The other ones is 2 cups before bed at 4 and 9.
That's
but some nurses do shift work, so they've got to change the times.
The menopause tea, not the Meno Belly, that's the menopause tea.
Yeah, menopause tea, 2 cups before bed for a week. Then you can throw 10 a.m. in. You can drink it all day because that's come back. I had a woman, she drank it every hour for a whole week. And I was like, thanks for the feedback, but how many wheeze did you do?
Yeah.
I was more focused on that.
10 o'clock in the morning every day. Only once a day.
I have not had one person yet since going into production 6 months ago not lose weight on that tea at 10 o'clock.
That's really important. That's something people absolutely have to know. Okay. So the Meno, have you got any packets you can hold up so that we can see?
Of the Meno Belly?
Yep, so we know which is which.
Oh, okay. Wait, 1 minute. I'll just grab some. Won't be a sec. I'll just grab some real quick. Come in. Oh. Valerie, my dog, wanted to have a little show in. Okay, so there's a beautiful Meno Belly.
Yeah.
Weight loss tea.
Yeah. And how many are in that box?
7, a week's worth.
Yeah.
And you can get 2 cups out of it. So it's like $1 a tea. What can you buy for $1 for ultimate health?
Yeah.
You're going to feel good about yourself. And this is the menopause tea.
Okay.
The reason it's in this shaped box, I'm going back to the original square box that looks stunning, is that when I first launched 7 years ago and before the COVID, is that women wanted to take it to work in like a tampon style box. So that's why it went like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've got a lot of them because everyone started working from home. So that's what happened. But I'm going back into the 2 boxes.
You know, so the
like that on a shelf.
pink one's Meno Belly.
And there's 10 in there, $1 a cup.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, so we're going to sort of sign off, and if you like, I can turn the recording off, and we can talk a bit more if you like. But
Thank you.
Tell me anything else that you has been perhaps not touched on that around this entire. Lydia's writing me something around all of this. Excuse me. Water.
Are we still recording?
Still recording right now, yeah.
I just like to say that it's really important you do your research and speak to a naturopath, because a rose petal in a tea bag called menopause tea is so laughable to a naturopath or someone like myself. It's really imperative this day forward you always look at everything you're consuming from head to toe. That's why I don't dye my hair anymore. That's why I changed my deodorant. That's why I don't paint my nails, because I'm going into the earth, just how nature intended me to be. And you've got to have a good look at yourself, and if you're not happy, you've got to change it. I was married for 26 years.
Wear red lipstick. I can't go without red lipstick. Anyway, that's my thing.
But look, that's what I'm researching for people. Head to toe, ultimate, no chemicals. That's what I'm planning on.
Oh, can you come up with a red lipstick with no chemicals? That's what I have.
I can't wait to see what happens.
I actually have bought a chemical-free one. I have. So they say.
What was that, darling?
that I actually have chemical-free red lipstick.
Yeah, I know it's out there. There's an organic brand out there, which is great.
But anyway, yes, I agree completely. As natural as possible, as this will help.
And move your body. Move your body.
Your body is definitely the thing that I say every single day. In fact, even right now, this is what I say every day. If you've been sitting, and we have, both of us, I don't normally sit, I normally stand at my computer. And that is what I've done for maybe 8-10 years. Everyone used to say to me, why are you standing? And I say, because it's so much better for me. Plus the other thing I do is use a reflexology board under my feet as well. But that's another story. I need to be actually pushing that side of things. But at the computer is just moving your body. So I've got an entire program on what to do at your computer. So
that's so cool.
So the thing is, just even this length of time sitting here doing this is not great. So we need to do some little spine twists. So you get your spine moving, and massage your liver, massage your spleen by just doing a movement. Or the movement is just turning, grab your chair and look over your shoulder, and there's your movement. Just that, simple as anything, will actually stimulate you and help you to actually work better. So
are you squeezing your tummy? Are you squeezing your tummy to break up all the dead cells?
I actually engage my core, which is probably totally doing that. So as I inhale, and then I exhale and I turn. And as I do that turn, I'm actually contracting my abdominal muscles. Okay, so my internal organs are getting that little massage straight away. So yeah, that's how I work with people. But yes.
Can I share something with you in the spiritual world? Is that our pineal gland that's in
pineal. Yeah. Yes, I had.
That's our antenna to the universe to get all the messages from our ancestors and our belief system, and have a communication with ourselves of which way and to bring our gift to life.
Yeah.
When you look at your body from head to toe, and like have a look at your toothpaste and have a look at the ingredients in your toothpaste and how that's to dumb down your thought patterns to the universe. It's really incredible when you go that level.
Fluoride in the water does too.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so I boil my water now, and
we've got alkaline water. Alkaline is alkaline.
Yep. Good. Good.
And crystals.
Yes.
The toothpaste is quite an interesting one actually, because people are so anyway. Look, I should turn this off because we're actually gone quite diverse in this conversation. But generally, the message is to make as much as possible, as natural as possible, in the way to keep living longer, happier, fitter, and stronger. And I believe that through doing this, particularly we're talking women, but you mentioned men can also do this, but by drinking a completely natural product to help you through something that is very traumatic for so many women who end up taking drugs and going to Big Pharma and getting all these drugs, that actually makes things worse and also can create breast cancer as well, which is one of the big problems. But to do this in a natural way has got to be the most miraculous thing to happen, because and the fact that we're talking about it is even better, and helping the awareness to be out there. So what I'm going to do now is actually sign off, but stay there. And thank you, Elissa.
Thank you for having me, really. And I hope someone benefits out there, and it's not just all about me. It's actually about us and sticking together and making this a better and beautiful world.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Peace out, sister.